Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Kol halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird among the heathen, that look like those heathen. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. All right. And for some of you people out there, it's Malcolm, not Malcolm. Two different names, way different meanings. All right. Yeah, this video won't be long, but it's inspired by the arrest and indictment of Sean P. Diddy Combs, who is wicked. And but Sean P. Diddy Combs is being made the fall guy, the face of the wickedness of Hollywood and the industry, while all the JOOs or the small hats that can really control the music industry, control Sean P. Diddy Combs, they're all getting a pass because the focus is on him. No more mentioning of Epstein and the list, Harvey Weinstein, all these people. Sean P. Diddy Combs is taking the downfall for this, and is also a focus to get Jake's mind off of current events, the things that's going on, the exposure that how Candace Owens has exposed the JOOs with the bombings of the hack of the cell phones and the pagers, and the capability and the terrorist acts that they've done by doing that, because they did that on London soil as well. And if it happens here in America, it's showing you that they can do it to anybody, anyone, and anywhere. All right, but that's another lesson in itself. We're kind of gonna, Lord's will, are going into that later on today. The state of things, and we're on the verge of World War III. We're on the verge of a economic and financial collapse. We're on the verge of complete chaos and a fall of the American society. But what you're looking at, and let me read. Let me read the disclaimer first. Salakia for a second. Salakia. Salakia. Had to let my dogs in and all that commotion out there. I guess they're doing some work on the streets, and the guy's actually trying to be nice, using the siren to get people to wake up so they can move their cars. It must be a Jake, because Esau would never do that. He just would ticket everybody and tow their shit. But yeah, let's get the Fair Use Act, because I'm going to use some a few seconds, about 20 seconds or so, of this movie Babylon, which was came out in 2022, and it really shows you the dark underbelly of, in the beginnings of Hollywood, who was controlling it and who still controls it now. All right, this was a Hollywood party, deep in underground. There was a lot of debauchery, bestiality, sex, all manner of freakism going on. But fair use, Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides that statutory framework for determining whether something is fair use, identifies certain types of uses such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research as examples of activities that may qualify as fair use. Section 107 calls a consideration of the following factors. All right. It's fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom of expression by permitting unlicensed use of copyrighted protected works in certain circumstances. So there should be no issue from this point on. All right.
Keep watching.
So yeah, and Tobey Maguire loved it. And he was a really creepy Hollywood mogul who was making movies. All right. So, like I said, while everyone's getting a pass, P. Diddy is becoming the face of this wickedness. And let me read this scripture here. Like I said, there's no more mention of Ghislaine Maxwell, the list, any of that. It's all about P. Diddy now. And this is a distraction story. Like I said, the world is collapsing one of her, but he's got you so-called Negroes' attention on something that's not really even that important. And he's not the root of the problem nor the issue. He is the tip of the iceberg, which they kind of talk about in this. He's a very tip because it's way bigger than him and way bigger fish, but yet he's becoming the face of it. All right, they're not putting that pale face up there. And I don't know how many videos I need to tell you that we live in a society where the so-called white man has to be the face of what's good in America. When he's caught doing his wickedness, which is daily, he will search to find a story to put up some melanated person's face as the problem. All right, while he slides out the back door. Okay, so here we go.
Copious amounts of evidence since their extensive raid on his properties and his electronics. Here is prosecutor Damian Williams summarizing that evidence.
During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also
and they find some bald face against the scriptures of offending the Lord. All right, razor to the head, razor to the face, penis from the necktie wearing, because that's what a penis represents. It's a phallic symbol. All right, this guy's completely juiced in with Esau Edom. All right. All right, I wouldn't be shocked if he attended one of Diddy's parties.
Sees evidence of the freak-offs. Electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
And then they're using that terminology when he just could have said sexual acts in a court, more court terminology. He's using the term freak off. He's probably freaked off with Diddy a few times himself, but nevertheless.
And they seize cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether. Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there.
So people in the chat are saying freak off. What did he say? Freak off?
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
that's
I'm
in the
going to
indictment.
show you what
Yeah,
that is right now.
At first, I heard free Goths, and I was like, is that like Visigoths or the? I was like literally thinking like Germanic tribes of medieval, but okay, freak off.
Yeah, freak offs. And
Freak offs. Okay, here we go. Let's let him explain it. You don't need to. The prosecutor does a pretty good job. Go ahead.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines.
And is it me, or this guy just seemed to have a very effeminate spirit? You know, I'm pretty sure some of you see it too, but go ahead.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee.
All right, so, you know, what's that old saying? You lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas, you make a deal with the devil, you get burned. That doesn't take away from the fact that there are so many people, so many more fish in this bowl that are a lot bigger than Diddy Combs, all of the pale persuasion. Most, you know, wear the small hats, you know, and the star with the circle on it. And they're just completely being forgotten about, not talked about. All right, they're just not. Diddy is a controlled. He's an employee. He's a controlled individual. All right. This is Revelation 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Once again, Epstein, Weinstein. The list. The list. The list. Presidents, actors, singers. The list. All right. Let's go to real quick Isaiah 30, and this is what Diddy gets. I mean, I have no sympathy for him. It's just, you know, aggravating that they're making his face the face of this problem. All right. And you know, he trusted in Egypt. He trusted in this wicked system. He traded his soul for wealth. All right. And now you make a deal with the devil, you get burned. All right. This is Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me. And that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked of my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and the trust in the shadow of Egypt. See, that's why you have that pyramid, that Egyptian pyramid on the back of the dollar bill. All right, well, you have an obelisk, you know, that's sitting in the middle of Washington, you know, representing that penis pointing up to the sky like the necktie that he's wearing. You call it the Washington Monument. What do you think a necktie is? All right, it's that same phallic symbol. You know, Egyptians worshipped the penis. All right, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And that's exactly where Diddy is. Shamed and confused. And don't look like he's gonna fare too well coming out of this. All right. So, you trust in Esau, and you trust in Egypt and Babylon. You're gonna go down with it, because this place is finished. It's just a matter of time. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, Kwam Yasharala Shalom, Abba Babal.